film for a TV series, a location where my third book is being written, and he said, oh, that's cool, and he was sitting there with his friend of mine, and his friend was all big-eyed. He's like, you're going to be on TV? I was like, well, yeah, but it's just an interview for a TV series. And he was like, wow, that's really cool. And my son just kind of looked at him like, it's no big deal, But my son's kind of used to that because he knows I do radio shows all the time, and I do book signings, and so he doesn't really think of it as a big deal. I've got I've always had friends who've done the paranormal TV shows, and he's always known that, and met those people. And so to him, when I say I'm going to be on TV, it's like, oh, just like all the other friends you've got. So he takes it in stride. It's just part of everyday life to him.
So your son doesn't have a. It is. It's so exciting, and I love that your son doesn't. He doesn't seem to have a problem with it. Where when my daughter was, she's just turned 21 in January, but my God, when she was 14 or 15 years old, and her friends would come over and be on the couch, and I would say, hey, we're going to take off this Friday, and we're going to go on down to the courthouse and do an investigation. She would be like, shh, like, Mom, like I was literally not, or, we were going to do an interview or talk to a radio or a television crew or any kind of crew. I was not allowed to say anything about ghosts or hauntings or weird locations or the paranormal or anything remotely like that in front of any of her friends for fear that they would think I was some kind of a big weirdo, and she would say things. If they acted interested, she would say things to me like, I swear to you, Mom, they're trying to get rid of you. They don't want to talk to you. Can't you tell? And I would be like, oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought they were interested, but it's just
never made the connection.
It's so funny. Yeah, I guess, boys and girls are, different about it, but she was so, thought it was real weird. She would go sometimes, but she didn't want me talking to everybody about it, or didn't want her parents to think that we were weird, I was weird or she was weird or anything. So I love that your son is like that, just sort of takes it in stride and doesn't care what they think, and I think it's great.
Yeah, he's, it's just kind of second nature to him, of course. Like I said, I've been doing this with the team since 2008, so he was 7 or 8 years old when I started. So 6 years, almost half of his life I've been doing this. So it's, like I said, it's just kind of second nature for him to, to be around that sort of thing, or to hear me talking about TV shows and, people that I know that do films or make films or whatever. So it's,
that's cool. I mean, it was for her too, but she's
it is
just
kind of cool. But at the same time, sometimes I want him to be excited, and he's not.
Well, yeah, he should be. I mean, that's just so exciting. I mean, come on, you're kind of come out with your second book now. Somebody probably might want to make a movie. And I mean, is this your first time doing a television interview?
And actually, other than like a local TV show or something. Yeah,
like a big,
it is.
like a national show. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that is thrilling.
This is actually like on a worldwide network. It's broadcast everywhere. So
I mean,
that's
amazing.
It's pretty exciting.
Wow. So I mean, maybe he'll just be really excited when it comes out. He's just boy. He's a cool dude. He's playing it down.
Right,
I wonder how Jason's girl. Jay, how are your girls when you're going to do things, like that? Or do they get all excited?
No, they don't care.
Really? See,
yeah,
and I know he was filming for that
television. With the kids, and this is the way it is. They just look at it. They and I'm sure Rick can agree with me. They don't look at me like, I'm some celebrity or some superstar.
No.
They look at me as, oh, your dad. What the fuck?
Oh yeah. My daughter looks at me like whatever too. Yeah.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. It's not. You're going to do this. It's so what time are you going to be home?
Right. Oh no, my daughter looks at me
because I
like
want to go do something. I want you to take me to do something.
Yeah.
Can you pick my friend up on your way home from the book signing? Because we want to hang
out. Right. See, that's so cute. No, my daughter used to act at that age like it was embarrassing. Like whatever it was definitely, I was not a celebrity. I was embarrassing. Like,
right.
like just stop. Yes. Yeah. Stop or get us some Taco Bell or just go away. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah. So I just think it's so funny. But yeah, we'll have to see too. Like when I know Jay had filmed a TV pilot, and whenever that gets picked up, I'm sure maybe his friends will probably his daughter and their friends will probably be thrilled to see it. When that happens, because I mean. That's exciting.
My thing is I highly doubt, and I get in arguments with this and that too, because Annette is a very positive woman, very, very positive. Yeah. She doesn't look at anything more than reality, and I look at more reality, and the way that I see it, networks aren't picking up paranormal shows anymore. They're not. They don't want to get involved. It's a dead sell. There's nothing going on in the paranormal that is great anymore. Period. It's a dying fad. It's the truth, and I hate saying it. I really, really do. However, it's true. That's why you don't see so many paranormal shows out there. And even the ones that are out there now are actually hanging on by a fucking thread. They're
some
literally
of them are
2 seconds away from getting cut right from the fucking network. Ghost Hunters has been almost canceled every year for the last 3 years.
That is true.
Because the ratings are just dropping significantly. So no one's really picking up. Yeah. No networks are really picking up. So unless you're going to put some kind of weird twist to it that strays away from the actual investigating part, you're not going to have a show.
Right.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you. We can't reinvent it. You can only reinvent it so far. The wheel.
Very true.
I mean, on that.
Very true.
Yeah.
And this show that I'm doing. I'm just a guest being interviewed on the show, but it's not it's more like a documentary kind of a thing.
I know the idea of what kind of show you're talking about. I don't know what show it is, but it's something more like a Paranormal Witness or something like that, where you tell your story and then they have some reenactments or whatever the case is. People are always going to love a ghost story. No matter what. They've been making shows like that since the fucking 70s. 70s and 80s,
right.
They've had, shows solely based around ghost stories. Those shows are always going to do good. Well, maybe
I don't think they're going. I don't think they're
good, but they're never going to get cut.
They're not going away.
The idea of ghost stories are always going to be popular. I mean, people are always going to get into them, but the idea of investigating completely not there anymore. It's just not there.
I mean, the ghost stories goes back to the Twilight Zone. I mean, even that was creepy stories. I mean. I think what you're saying is definitely right.
Well, the Twilight
paranormal investigation shows, they will not regain popularity unless someone has some profound, life-altering discovery, that can revitalize it. Like we've come up with this new equipment where we can actually, whatever.
Well, they gotta do something that's going to spark the interest again. Whatever the hell that may be. They got to seriously get a chick on her back with her legs spread open, and you can actually see penetration happening in their ghost sex. That's what you're going to need, and people are tuning into that shit every week.
Well, maybe late night Cinemax or something. Is Cinemax even a thing anymore? But there was all these advertisements for this real-time EVP, which basically is a ghost box, or what I mean. And those things I don't buy into at all. But if there were actually a real-time EVP player where you could ask a question and it would run the background noise and things through some sort of software where you could actually catch EVPs as you were on an investigation, like real EVPs, not this radio frequencies, that they're scanning. I think that could be fascinating on a television show. Where you can actually see someone having a conversation. I'm sorry, Jason, what?
I said you could do that, pretty simple, but you're going to be required to carry around a lot of shit. All you need is a laptop, an audio analyzer, and then you can plug your ghost box or whatever the fuck it is that you choose right into your laptop and let that feed right through your laptop. You can do that.
Right.
However, I don't think it's going to do anything because I don't like ghost boxes in general.
No, that's what I'm saying. Not the ghost. I think the ghost box is a crappy thing myself. I was talking about if, like when you do a digital recording and you catch that electronic voice phenomenon, that kind of an EVP is what I'm talking about. If you could get those in real time, instead of having to go back and analyze the audio recording
I've got one.
to pull,
I've got a real-time recorder. Yeah, it's an H1 Zoom. You're not going to find it at Walmart. You're not going to find it at Radio Shack. You're not going to be, well, you can get it on a Ghost Hunter store if you want to, but that's not where you're going to want to look for it. You're going to want to go into your local music store where they sell guitars and shit. Ask for a H1 Zoom recorder. And it's designed for musicians so that they can record themselves in the stereo quality. However, you can plug your headphones right into it, and while you're recording, you can listen to everything that's going on.
Well, and that's, you can actually do that with a lot of digital recorders if you plug a headphone in while it's recording. You can actually listen in as it's recording. Now, I'm sure that recorder, is a much higher quality.
It is. It's phenomenal quality. I love my H1 Zoom. Love it.
Right. But I guess what I'm trying to say is if there were some kind of a thing where you could sit in a chair in a dark room with a candle or a flashlight or whatever, and you had this speaker where whenever you asked the question if there was an EVP, if it would pick it up and actually, play this EVP right there in real time, as opposed to, with the headphones, you could probably pick it up. You might have to go back to try to analyze it.
You would have to pump up to like an H3 or an H4, the really big fucking recorders that you see on TV. They don't use those correctly. Again, those are designed for musicians, but they also have audio software right in there. So, you're not going to be able to say playback at EVP, but if you watch the screen on it, it'll let you know when, there's an odd noise or there's a noise that it's recording. So you can stop it and rewind it and go back. That program built into it. Now, those are, $400 recorders.
Right.
I won't recommend that,
But that's small change for a television show. But well, I guess all I was getting at, or what I was trying to get at, was if you could have something like what I was talking about, where the EVP actually played right there in real time and was clear and you knew what it was saying. I mean, something like that could really spark people's interest in watching that kind of a show.
It would be cool.
It would be very cool. Another thing I was told existed, but I never found proof that it existed, was an EMF video recorder that picked up electromagnetic frequencies visually. Apparently the military has this capability. I'm sure they probably do. But I think that would be phenomenal for a television show, where, when the K2 goes off, you can see why. There was a random EMF that just blew through the room from somebody's cell phone outside, or no, there was this EMF that was in the room and just appeared and disappeared. Things like that would be fascinating. But without probably top level security clearance, I'm sure none of us will ever see that in our lifetime.
I would like, in all honesty, I would like to try bringing in, and again, this is going way the fuck out in left field, but I'm a curious dude. I would like to try to bring in some kind of sonar just to see what will happen, or a fish finder, because that runs off the sonar as well. But, the fish finder has a screen on it that'll give you a picture of a little pretend fish on the screen when it winds up
whenever something
ain't there.
Right.
I think that would be interesting.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Be curious to see if anything ever popped up on it,
Yeah, and then I could patent it under a ghost hunting equipment and make $1 billion off it, because I can do a 70% markup on the price and sell it to like the ghost hunting store and stuff.
Yeah.
And people would be stupid enough
if the
to buy
market's
it.
still there.
Yeah.
Well, it's a dying breed now. I mean, I think, it's